Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Rudy here with your yard service, and today I want to talk about this guy here, which is a 2008 Ram 2500 diesel, and so it's like 10 years old, and we have some issues, guys. We have some issues. So last oil change, just recently I found out the transfer case is no good anymore. So we have to make a decision, or we did make a decision, whether or not we want to play Russian roulette and maybe get away with it for a few more weeks, months, whatever, because it may have lasted, but it may have been bust the next second. So a blown transfer case when you are doing out and about business, not good, because your schedule depends on this guy right there. So anyways, so new transfer case. I did pull the plug and had it replaced basically right after I made the oil change, and what they discovered in the transfer case, like loose metal chunks. So anyways, so I dropped $2,400 Canadian to install a new transfer case on this puppy, and then they also told me at the oil change, Rudy, the leaf spring, or like one leaf spring, is broken. No good when you want to haul stuff for your business and you pull trailers and all that good stuff. You need proper leaf springs. Okay, let's crawl under here. It's on the driver's side for now. And there you have it, guys. This guy there is sticking out, hence it is broken right there. Let me give you a better picture there. See that? It's broken right here. One leaf spring, second up. Who knows what's happening to the upper ones? Because they don't really have the support anymore. It's still kind of like hanging in there, but it's probably weakening the ones on the top, because they kind of like sit in loose air right now. So they have to support all this gap from the one that's broken. I guess I will figure that out, what to do, whether or not to just replace that one on this side, and probably the same one on the passenger side, although it's not broken yet. But it may be a good idea, or whether I should, once we're at it, replace the whole spring pack, like all of them, just to make sure I'm good for the years to come and not needing to work on it again, which would be a pain, because I would be basically paying for additional labor, while I would have to, while I could have done it right the first time. So anyways, so I guess it's kind of like a question of immediate fixing, or like a short-term fix or a long-term fix. So again, this guy is 10 years old, as you may see on the conditions on those leaf springs here. They are all corroded. Yes, we do have winter and salt, so this helps corrosion too. Yeah, so what would you do? Would you just replace this one? Just this one, or also this second one on the other side? Just because to keep things equal. As you never just replace one tire. You want to go in pairs. Or if you would drop the money on a whole pack of leaf springs, so just to be sure. Anyway, so that's a question here. So let me check how many, what's the mileage is on this guy here. We have 333,778. That's kilometers. So visited in miles, guys. So for diesel engine, not too bad, although it's 10 years old. So the general condition of the truck shows like 10 years. So then the other day I was dumping debris. I had to go over some rough areas. So anyways, I ripped off the plastic lip that sits on the bottom of the bumper, like so, basically. So I ripped this off. Probably don't bother putting that back on, because I mean, like, it's basically more like cosmetic or like appearance. So who cares on a work truck? And then I also, because I had some wiring running behind the lip, behind the plastic, some wiring got kind of like busted, and some plugs probably got ripped apart, probably from my Christmas lights here, because there was additional wiring done that ran behind the lip. So once the lip got ripped off, the wiring got ripped off too, at least partial. So anyway, so I have to fix, or I want to fix the wiring, because what is this good for if I can't light it up? No Christmas without Christmas tree and lights, right? So there goes money there. Yeah. Transfer case done, 2,400 bucks Canadian, that I dropped already. Leaf springs in the back have to be done. And I'm going to decide on the, I'm going to do the wiring too. Yeah, so the question is, what would you have done? Would you just have basically sold it as is and get a new truck? Or would you have fixed this one up and then either run it as it breaks down in the years to come, hopefully in the long distant future? Or would you basically have just well, would you have just basically fixed it up so it basically runs again? Whether or not that will be fixing the transfer case or not, just and keep the leaf springs and then kind of like trade it in? Or so basically, what would you have done? Would you have kept it as a backup truck, which is basically limping and nothing due to it, basically sit in your yard? Or would you have fixed it up completely and then traded it in or sold it to get a new one? What would have been your choice on that current affair? Anyways, just interested what other people would have done. Again, this is a 2008 Ram 2500 diesel. So it got like 333,000 and whatever kilometers on the clock. So for diesel, that's not that much. Can easily run twice as much. So for the engine part, I think it's still worth running. Anyways, it's a lot of money to drop into a 10-year-old vehicle. But then if you would get a new vehicle, you have to customize it, you have to wrap it, like all that stuff to replace the current appearance of the fleet. So it's not just getting a new vehicle, because there's all the additional costs involved with customization and putting, making the vehicle work for your company, right? So just getting a new vehicle is not fixing the issue, because there's putting money back into it to replace the current state of affairs. Anyways, you know, so just interested what you would have done. Over and out, Rudy with your yard service. Oh, one more thing to add, guys. This is probably the last season I get out of those tires here. And for 2019, if the truck makes it, or if I still have it, I would need to consider for sure to give a new rubbers, which is another like $1,500 probably. But that's general maintenance, of course, wear and tear. That's not repair. So, but again, would it be worth it for the whole new setup or for the current setup? Question.